Hi, I'm Marna. This is the Dolls Rescue Channel, and today I am pleased to tell you I am doing a collab with J Dolls UK, Beth Ramsden, and Peacecraft Dolls with Tammy Powley. And I wanted to add that Tammy has dubbed us the Dream Team. I love that. Today we have done little midi-sized coats. And I meant to show you how tiny a midi body is. They are, I should compare it to a pair of scissors for you. Let me do that in a minute. But for right now, I want to show you what I had done to make these two little coats. The idea was, I thought it would be cute to make little coats that would be for like, like a tropical winter where it gets down to 40 or that's really cold there. So each of these are lined. I'm pretty proud of it. This one has two snaps, of which I'll show you how I did it in the button. Actually, I'm going to leave it snapped. I'll show you that in a minute. And then this one has one large snap. And I'll show you what pattern I used for each. For this coat, I used the little Amelia. And inside it said that for this coat, let me find it here, she needed the small everything except the hood needed to be a medium. But when I went to do the hood, I had made one in the medium, tried it on her head, and there was no way it was going to fit. So I did the large hood, which did not fit either. So when I use this pattern again, I will make the hood bigger. I took a piece of, whoops, wrong way. I took a piece of copy paper, I laid it over here, and I copied out each of the pieces I needed. I wrote on each pattern piece what it was, what it's from, what size, and then I put it in a bag and pinned that to the back of the book. This is my little elf custom. We add 2 pull strings in the back just for fun. And when you pull on those, let me just make sure they're not twisted. When you pull gently on those, they move eyes. We just did that for fun. All right, I want to show you the size of this body. She has her sword. This is an average pair of scissors, and that's how small her body is. Let me show you in centimeters. We've got like, what, 12? Is that centimeters? Mm-hmm. And then in inches, all the way down to the feet is 5 inches. Now look how small, that's a clothespin, an average household clothespin. When, I meant to bring a quarter over. When you put, look at that, when you can see the scissors behind her. That's how small these bodies are. That's what we were working with. Okay, I went and I printed out this hooded jacket for a pull-up doll. This is for a pull-up, and it is by Emma and Mr. Polar Bear. And then I changed it so much she would not even recognize it. I took it down to 60% of the pattern before printing for my mock-up jacket. And then I took the back, I took this down to 60%. And then I took about a 1/4 inch top and bottom, folded this in half, and laid this on my fabric on the fold. But when I laid it down, oh, where's the piece of fabric? When I laid it down on my fabric and pinned it, I let my pattern hang over about a 1/4 inch in the middle on both ends. And then I cut that out. I did cut the arms down also. And what I did was I held this up to her little armpit and decided where. And it has a cuff, of which I did different on this than Emma had done it. There is an area in the back left open for hair. This doll has short hair. She's my mannequin. And it worked out. I wanted to do it first in polar fleece so I could get a feel for it. I took a decorative that's what that's supposed to be, a decorative edge, just to see. It didn't work out in the back, and it kind of, woo, my hem. But what I plan to do is cut this out with a liner and see how it looks with a double fabric, and see if I can get the arms pulled in inside right the way I want to. And that's why I started with Polar Fleece, because it's about the same width as two cotton prints. The problem is this is stretchy and easier to work with when you turn it inside out. So we'll see how that goes. Darren bought this book for me a while back. I've had it quite a long time. I've looked at it, and now it's time to actually make something out of it. And what I'm hoping to make is this cute little coat for a Middie Blythe. Now, this is not a Takara, and I have a Takara, but she's still in the box. I'm not getting her out, so I don't know how close to size they are. So I have my mannequin here to check the sizes here. And what they say is that for the middies, they use the small coat, but the medium hood. So that's what I've cut out. And then I got to the sleeve, and it says Middie Blythe. So I went and got her to make sure, and sure enough, that looks correct. So that's what I have copied out, and what I did is I took a piece of typing paper or copy paper, and I put it over the book and drew around, and then I put on it, you know, Middie coat, what piece and how many to cut. It says cut 2 for liner, and that means cut 1 in the right side out fabric and 1 in your liner fabric. And then for the back, you do that, you know, you have 4 pieces, same with the sleeve. And then for the hood, you only have 2. For your pocket and your cuff, you do not need that. You just cut 2 for your cuff and 1 for your pocket. I cut out a new pattern because I do not like how this hood, I know she has a lot of hair up here, but even so, I don't like how small that hood is. I like a hood, let me push it forward and show you. There's not a lot of room for seam allowances, and if that, well, I wish I could pull her hair down closer, but let me show you. If this were sewn, that's all the room there is. And any Middie has more room than that. So I cut out the large. I like a big hood anyway, and that is not going to be that big. And then, because of that, I kept looking at this sleeve wondering how it was going to fit, and I think it needs to be a little longer yet. Now it'll go in up here. I'm not even sure what we got going on there, but that is the length of the sleeve, and it gets a cuff. So it'll add a little, but not a lot. So what I did was I cut it large, and then I'm going to slide that cuff down if I need to. This is going to be my liner for my coat. And these 2 are pieces that were, anyone else probably would have thrown away. You can see I leave that hang because I sew for small dolls, and that'll actually make something. So I had these 2 pieces that I did not throw away, and what I'm going to do is line them up at the bottom. Watch on the small side, and my coat back, I'm using this for the pattern because actually it doesn't say in the directions that I have found, but usually you cut your liner just a little smaller. I'm not going to, but you cut it a little smaller than your outside diameter size of your pattern. But because I didn't throw that away, I have my 2 pieces that I needed for the coat. My little jacket is together and it is cute, cute, cute. I'm very proud of it. I only put 1 pocket on purposely. I figured why take a chance of not getting the other one lined up, to be quite honest. I made the hood bigger because I took the fabric when I cut it and tried it on the doll's head, and then I tried the larger, and look what happened. And then I looked back there and said, I wonder if it's just to be, you know, weighed back. They do not show this anywhere on the dolls with the hood up. Very disappointed about that. But I mean, it's cute laid back. I'll show you in just a minute on a doll. But if you're going to have a hood, make the hood fit. Maybe it's just me, but I went by the pattern and how to do it. So
you made it bigger.
I did. I made it bigger than the pattern and everything else. So I took this pattern I showed you earlier. This is a pull-up pattern that I made some tweaks on and printed at 60%. And let's see if we can make her a jacket that has a hood that goes up. I have my 2 snaps on. I sewed them on by hand in pink. What I'm going to attempt to do, this knot got kind of big. I really wish it would go down a little bit, but we're going with it. What I'm going to try to do is get up underneath this snap, with my knot. Slide that up under and pull out in the center of that snap. It's easier said than done. Here we go. And then, why did that hold up? Okay, see if we can get that up underneath. Yep, so my knot is hidden. I take my first little tiny button. I make sure the right side is up in this lighting with my old eyes. I go through one side of the button. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come back down under that snap. Actually, what I want to do, let's see. I want my 2 buttons even. What I'm going to attempt to do is hide my black thread. So I want to pull through this side because this is my first side. Pull this tight. Oh, I got a little thread through there. Got it. Make sure my little button holes are even. That went kind of sideways. Let me straighten that around. Oh, I see the snap slid a little bit. All right, so this one is going to go over this snap, the last one. So what I want to do is space these out. I do it by sight. I do not measure. I know. So the next one is going to go there, right? Let's see. Because that one goes there, actually there. So when I get it lined up, if I ever do with my bear paws, I will come up underneath. What I'm going to try to do is go back under between these 2 fabrics, keeping my needle between. You know what I'm going to have to do is come under first, taking my thread between the 2. I don't know if I can get there. See, my needle keeps coming back up and I got to watch it in front. All right, now I should have marked where that went. I know. It was right at the bottom of my foot, but let's check it again.
Would pencil marks be better?
Yeah, it would, but you know me, I have to do it by sight. Notice my button went flying. That's why I bring extras over. Okay. So yes, Darren is right. The next one is going to have to be pencil marked. But it comes up right under that foot. So here comes my thread. And let's see if I can bring it up, bring it out, catch my button. Oh, check the right side, correct side. Put it on the needle. Now what I have to do is catch the other side, leaving it loose, going on down, and I'm going to mark the next one. But when I pull that tight, it'll pull this. I stopped and I marked this one, and I shouldn't have, because when I mark, it doesn't come out right. But there we are. I'm on the last little button, coming through the last hole behind the snap. I'm inside the snap eye, so I want to pull back out of that and come up to the outside of it, covering my stitches on this side. Did pretty good there. Let's see what happens under here. All right, can I pull this off? What I want to do is I want to knot that under my snap. So I'm going to grab the fabric, one side of the fabric if I can. Make sure I don't have it showing on that side. I've got the black button so it wouldn't be tragic. And I knot once, and I knot twice. And there you have it. No pink thread on this side, no black on that side. I did the buttons and the snap the same way. I used a larger snap on here because of the way I'm closing it, like double-breasted. And I don't have a lot of the small snaps, and they're very expensive. But I did like a peacoat. And if you notice that that button is not just right, look again, it's perfect. I brought out this little girl who is the Middie. I don't have her on there just right. The Middies really take a lot to get centered on their stands. No doubt about it. Their head has to be just right. And I mean just right. Anyway, I wanted to show you that she is a Middie like Promise of Spring. Let me show you the back of these little jackets. I'm very proud of it. I'm proud of how well the sleeves went in and the liner, the whole little outfit. I'm very proud of it. And then this one, this was made for the pull-up that I took down, and it has the hair area. And not only did I line that, let me show you real quick. I tucked that all under and stitched it. Really proud of these. I didn't know how it was going to go. When I come up with these ideas, I don't have anything in mind, but that's how I did the back. I left it open more than the pattern showed. I had made a mock-up first time doing the pattern, and it just wasn't big enough. So I made it larger and doubled that over. Everything's lined all the way around. Thank you so much to Tammy, Jay, and Beth. Please go by and see their channels today and what they've done with these itty-bitty bodies, making a jacket that not only fit the doll, but fit over clothes. I will leave a link to each channel in the description, is what I'm trying to spit out. Thank you for watching the Dolls Rescue channel. Please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe.